Ethical decisions are an integral part of our daily lives. From choosing to tell the truth or lie to deciding how to allocate limited resources, ethical dilemmas are ubiquitous. The psychology behind these decisions is a complex interplay of cognitive processes, emotions, social influences, and personal values. In this narration, we will delve into the fascinating world of ethical decision-making, exploring the factors that shape our choices and the mechanisms that drive our behavior. Before we dive in, if you find this content valuable, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and leave a comment below. It truly helps us grow. Now, let's get started. 1. The dual process model. Ethical decision-making often involves a battle between our gut reactions and our rational thinking. This inner struggle can be understood through the dual process model, which posits two distinct cognitive processes, System 1 and System 2. System 1, the intuitive and emotional system, operates quickly and effortlessly. It relies on heuristics and past experiences to make rapid judgments about what feels right or wrong. For example, when faced with a situation where a close friend asks for a personal favor, System may first lead us to help without much thought. System 2, on the other hand, is the deliberate and analytical system. It requires conscious effort and cognitive resources to weigh the pros and cons of a decision. When confronted with a complex ethical dilemma, System 2 kicks into deliberate, considering the long-term consequences and ethical principles at play. 2. Moral development. Psychologist Lawrence Kohlberg proposed a theory of moral development, suggesting that our ethical reasoning evolves through distinct stages as we age. These stages include pre-conventional, conventional, and post-conventional morality. In the pre-conventional stage, individuals make ethical decisions based on self-interest and avoiding punishment. As they progress to conventional morality, they begin to conform to societal norms and seek approval from others. At the post-conventional stage, people develop their moral principles, often transcending societal norms and following a personal code of ethics. 3. Emotional influences. Emotions play a crucial role in ethical decision-making. Studies have shown that moral dilemmas can evoke strong emotional responses, which can either enhance or hinder our ability to make ethical choices. Emotions like empathy can drive us to make more ethical decisions by encouraging us to consider the feelings and perspectives of others. Conversely, negative emotions like fear or anger can cloud our judgment, leading to impulsive and potentially unethical actions. 4. Social influence. Social factors exert significant influence on ethical decisions. Conformity, obedience, and groupthink are social dynamics that can sway individuals toward ethical or unethical behavior. Conformity occurs when individuals align their behavior with the majority to avoid social rejection or conflict. This can lead to ethical lapses, such as going along with a group's unethical actions to maintain acceptance. Obedience to authority figures can also override personal ethical judgments. The classic Milgram experiment demonstrated that people are capable of committing unethical acts when instructed by an authority figure. Groupthink, a phenomenon where a group's desire for consensus hinders critical thinking, can lead to unethical decisions. In groupthink scenarios, individuals may suppress their ethical concerns to maintain group harmony. 5. Cognitive biases. Cognitive biases, such as the confirmation bias, can significantly impact ethical decision-making. The confirmation bias is our tendency to seek information that confirms our pre-existing beliefs while ignoring contradictory evidence. In ethical decision-making, this bias can lead individuals to selectively interpret information in a way that justifies their actions, even if those actions are ethically questionable. Overcoming cognitive biases is crucial for making more objective and ethical decisions. 6. Ethical dilemmas in professional settings. Ethical decisions take on added complexity in professional settings, where individuals often face dilemmas related to honesty, integrity, and conflicts of interest. For example, in the business world, executives may grapple with decisions involving financial transparency, environmental responsibility, or treatment of employees. These decisions can impact a company's reputation, financial success, and the well-being of its stakeholders. 7. Cultural variations. Ethical decisions are also influenced by cultural norms and values. What is considered morally acceptable in one culture may be ethically unacceptable in another. Understanding these cultural variations is essential for navigating a globalized world with diverse ethical perspectives. 8. Moral disengagement. In the realm of ethical psychology, the concept of moral disengagement is a crucial one to consider. Developed by psychologist Albert Bandura, moral disengagement refers to the cognitive mechanisms that allow individuals to rationalize or justify unethical behavior. This concept sheds light on how people can engage in actions that conflict with their own moral values without experiencing excessive guilt or cognitive dissonance. One mechanism of moral disengagement is euphemistic labeling, wherein individuals use mild or euphemistic language to describe unethical actions. For example, describing a harmful act as creative accounting instead of acknowledging it as financial fraud can lessen the moral weight of the action. Another mechanism is diffusion of responsibility, often seen in group settings. When people believe that responsibility is shared among many, they may feel less personally accountable for unethical actions. This diffusion of responsibility can lead to a diffusion of ethics, with individuals distancing themselves from the moral implications of their actions. 9. The role of personal values. Our personal values serve as a compass for ethical decision-making. These values are shaped by a variety of factors, including upbringing, culture, religion, and personal experiences. Understanding one's own values is crucial in navigating ethical dilemmas. For example, an individual who highly values honesty may find it challenging to engage in deceptive practices, even if the circumstances might seem to justify it. Conversely, someone who prioritizes financial success above all else may be more inclined to make ethically questionable financial decisions. Ethical decision-making often involves a clash of values. In such cases, individuals must engage in a process of moral reasoning to determine which values should take precedence in a given situation. This introspection can be challenging but is essential for making decisions that align with one's core beliefs. 10. Neuroethical perspectives. Advances in neuroscience have opened up a fascinating field known as neuroethics, which explores the neural basis of moral decision-making. Research in this area has identified specific brain regions and neural processes that contribute to ethical choices. One such region is the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, VMPFC, which plays a role in emotional processing and decision-making. Damage to this area has been associated with impaired moral judgment, suggesting that emotions are integral to ethical decisions. Neuroimaging studies have shown that when individuals make ethical decisions, there is increased activity in brain regions associated with empathy and moral reasoning, such as the anterior cingulate cortex and the temporoparietal junction. Understanding the neural underpinnings of ethical decision-making not only provides insight into the psychology behind these choices, but also has practical implications for areas like criminal justice, where questions of moral culpability are at the forefront. 11. Ethical dilemmas in healthcare. The field of healthcare is rife with ethical dilemmas that healthcare professionals face daily. These dilemmas often involve striking a balance between beneficence, doing good, and non-maleficence, avoiding harm, for patients. One prominent ethical concern is the allocation of limited resources. During a crisis like a pandemic, healthcare providers may be forced to make difficult decisions about resource distribution, such as ventilators or vaccines. These decisions require a delicate balance between fairness and saving as many lives as possible. Another ethical challenge is patient autonomy. Medical professionals must respect a patient's right to make decisions about their own treatment, even when those decisions may seem contrary to medical advice. Navigating this autonomy while providing ethical care can be intricate. 12. Ethical education and training. Given the complexities of ethical decision-making, many institutions and professions emphasize ethical education and training. Ethics courses are common in fields such as law, medicine, and business. These courses aim to equip individuals with the tools and knowledge needed to make ethical choices in their respective domains. Ethical education often includes case studies, role-playing exercises, and discussions of real-world ethical dilemmas. These methods help individuals practice ethical reasoning and develop the skills necessary to navigate challenging situations. Moreover, organizations and professional bodies often establish codes of ethics to guide the behavior of their members. These codes set forth principles and standards that members are expected to uphold, providing a framework for ethical decision-making within their specific contexts. 13. Ethical leadership. Ethical leadership is a crucial aspect of organizations and society as a whole. Leaders who demonstrate ethical behavior can influence the ethical climate within their organizations. Conversely, leaders who engage in unethical conduct can foster a culture of misconduct. Ethical leaders typically exhibit transparency, fairness, and a commitment to values. They set a positive example for their followers, emphasizing the importance of integrity and ethical decision-making. In doing so, they contribute to the development of an ethical organizational culture. In this exploration of the psychology behind ethical decisions, we've journeyed through the intricate interplay of cognitive processes, emotions, social influences, personal values, and cultural factors that shape our ethical choices. We've also touched on the concepts of moral disengagement, the role of personal values, neuroethical perspectives, ethical dilemmas in various fields, and the importance of ethical education and leadership. Ethical decision-making is a dynamic and evolving process that challenges individuals and society to balance conflicting values and navigate complex moral landscapes. Understanding the psychology behind ethical decisions is not only intellectually enlightening but also empowers us to make choices that align with our values and contribute to a more ethically conscious world. As we continue to grapple with ethical dilemmas in our personal lives, professions, and societies, this understanding becomes increasingly important. It reminds us that ethical decisions are not solely about right or wrong, but are an intricate dance of human psychology and moral reasoning, one that we all participate in daily, consciously or not.